hyperPad just recently introduced a new sound file behavior which can represent a loaded audio sample in memory. The audio system has been reworked to be more performant and versatile, but it is important to know how to manage audio files to better optimize your game. By default, all audio files that are being referenced by sound behaviors are preloaded before the scene starts. This allows playback of sound effects to happen instantly. However, there is a downside to this, and that is preloading lots of audio can take some time. Let's say you want to reduce the loading time. What steps would you take to do so? First, let's look at the play music behavior. There's a new toggle that says preload that is enabled by default. If you don't need this behavior to start playback immediately, you can turn this off. And only when this behavior is triggered, it will start loading the audio track in the background before any playback occurs. This will reduce the loading time significantly, especially if you're playing very long music tracks. Of course, this comes with a cost that playback will be delayed when first triggering this behavior. Now, let's take a look at the play sound behavior. All play sound behaviors are always preloaded, so there's no preload toggle you can disable. However, there is an option to reference a sound file behavior, so let's create one. What this behavior does is load a sound effect to be played later, but we actually want to leave this blank because we don't want to preload a sound effect. Instead, whenever we want to load a sound effect, we can use the load sound behavior. Here, you can specify an audio file to be loaded and which sound file behavior to load the file into. Cool! Now, when this behavior is triggered, it will load the audio track in the background before any playback can occur. The behavior will also trigger other behaviors when this process is complete. Now you know how to load audio tracks for sound and music during runtime to reduce loading times. Very cool!